Yeah, I definitely have to say that when I think it was back in, I think it was 96 or 97 when we purchased the first shop. We actually bought our shop. I've never rented. I'm not saying that renting or leasing is the way to go, one way or the other. There's pros and cons to it. It is 100% write-off as far as the lease goes on your taxes, so it's always a good deal if you've got the gross. You're going to write 100% of it off. So that's a definite plus for the guys that are in business and that have revenue streams flowing in. It's definitely going to be a great tax write-off. I looked at it more of an investment, but just to tell you, it was probably, looking back at it now, one of the biggest turns that we had in our business, taking it to a location. And it was more from the aspect of the employee thinking that they had a real job versus uh, meeting you at your house. You know, when we had a few trucks, it was all fine and dandy. Actually, I ran it up to 5 vehicles from my house, and it got a little dicey having all those vehicles out in front of the house. As a matter of fact, we tried to our result of trying to beat that and not have the city cite us for running a business out of the home was is we wanted those vehicles gone all the time. And that's when we actually started running 2 crews, and we've run 2 crews ever since then, from Sunday night till Friday. And then we only had to store the vehicles basically all over the property on the weekends. Well, we got a neighbor that didn't like it, and we were in a little snooty neighborhood, and he was complaining about his property value being diminished. So hence we had to go get a shop. I lucked out. It was one of the original guys that was doing at the time. He had created the concept Chipotle, which I'm sure you guys are all familiar with it, with another guy, and they actually were the first. I want to believe the first 9 franchisees here in the Phoenix metro area, and he was wanting some cash to get into this, and he sold the shop to me, literally for, I mean, it was peanuts. It was a super deal, and hence we bought that. We don't currently use it right now, other than a storage and a chemical facility. We still mix our chemicals there because of the licensing and the actual laws. We're able to do it there where we couldn't do it at our location in the East Valley. Um, the 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 benefits of it were, I believe, the biggest thing is that, like I said, the employees really thought that they uh, were going to a real job every day, and the transition of employees, and I don't want to say this is a bad thing, but being family and your friends got to be more about being business. And that was the nice thing about having a place of business versus working it out of your home. Now a lot of you guys do know that I do work out. I have an office in my home, and you guys realize that I do. And the only reason we did that is it got the area in Phoenix that we have, we're at 10th Street and Indian School, is too dangerous for. Uh, I don't want to sound sexist, but female employees to be there in the late afternoon. It's just a bad area, and we've moved our offices to the East Valley where it's a little bit safer, and it's okay now because we operate completely different. We don't have 4 or 5 people in the office anymore. We only have one full time and somebody part time. All of our sales staff work outside. All the other measuring people work outside the office. We prefer that they don't even come to the office, and we realized that there was a lot of wasted time that was going on. Some people, pros and cons, they're going to say, okay, well, you got an outside salesperson. I believe an outside salesperson is outside. And what we found out is salespeople were inside too much, and they wanted to waste too much time at the office rather than being out of the office. Others will say, well, then they're wasting more time at home because they have home offices. They're all set up at their homes. They have everything that we have here, and they're basically wired into our network, um, so that they can access anything that they need to access from their homes, and they basically can do anything that we can do. So we think it's better because they're out of our way, and then the gals that do basically the accounting and things like that. Even we even have, when I say we only have 1.5 girls that actually come into the office, that's the hours that they work inside the office. Um, we have other people that work from their home also doing other things that per se a normal company might have in the office, but they do work from their home still. Not beating anybody here from having an office. That's kind of the history of my company. We've kind of went completely to that. We went where everything was at one location. Now we've gone where everything's at a couple different locations, and we've also evolved in having employees have their own home offices, which right now I like it. It's worked out. We've studied it. It's actually been more valuable. We believe that we get more work done. Questioning of whether employees are working or not when they're logged onto our network, our IT set up so, and they know this, our IT set up so that we can see the hours that they're on, what they're doing. So basically, it's being monitored, and it's actually better than being in the office because if there are distractions in the office here or distractions in the office, you know, we, we can't do anything about that. And what I mean by that is if a salesman comes in, takes somebody's time up, talks for 45 minutes, and then small talks for another 35 minutes, well, they don't get their task done for the day. It wound up being a lot of wasted time. Now they're at home. They're closing the door. If they're at home and they're being bothered, well, they're logged off, and or they're not doing anything. They're logged off. They're not being paid. So that's really on their end if they're being bothered in their own home. Basically, we're not paying them for it, which I like it. It's a nice thing. We save a lot of money, and we feel that we're getting more produced by having that done. Now, hence I say that congratulations, man, that you got a brand new spanking office there, Scott. It's going to be an eye opener for you. Just my advice to you is that when you start hiring employees to work in the office, um, everybody wants to look for that person that can multitask. Don't try to look for people that can multitask. Focus on what people are good at and allow them to do that, and don't try to train somebody necessarily. If you get a girl that says I don't like being on the phone, right then and there, don't try to make her somebody that wants to be on the phone, because I've learned over the long road, you sometimes you can't make those people. I can teach anybody how to sell. You don't have to be born to sell, but flat out, what I call low level office employees, not the key people, but the lower level office employees, you're better off putting them on one task or two tasks and having them develop those skills and be good at those tasks and do those things rather than try to do multiple tasking. I've found that you do people get into multiple tasking and they are not good at it. And even myself, I get torn here and torn there, and then you wind up not getting anything done. But, anyways, hey, that's just some advice for you, Scott. Take it, leave it, whatever you want to do. But hey, congratulations on getting the new office. Looks great.